At LHTC Broadband, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. We're your local choice for TV, phone, and internet. We offer high-quality cable TV service with HD, multi-room DVR, on-demand, and watch TV everywhere. Plus unlimited calling, and our internet is faster than ever with speeds up to 1 gigabyte. With no contracts and local customer service, switching has never been easier. Call today, 724-593-2411, or visit lhtcbroadband.com.
Good morning. You're listening to Laurel Highlands Happenings on 97.3 Light FM and 1480 WCNS, sponsored by Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine at Seton Hill and Performance Kayak. Join the family of paddlers at Performance Kayak, where you try it before you buy it. Good morning. I'm Louise, and I'm your host of Laurel Highlands Happenings. I'm here the first Saturday of every month to share with you all the latest happenings in the Laurel Highlands. Welcome to March's show. The groundhog said it would be an early spring. Are we in for a spring thaw, or will we get one more blast of winter? Who knows? I do know that we have a lot of spring events and programs coming soon throughout the Laurel Highlands. There's maple syrup festivals and tours and tastings are definitely the flavor of the month. Total pun intended. And with St. Paddy's Day just around the corner, I know many of the craft breweries in the Laurel Highlands will be offering events and special beers to enjoy. So check out our events calendar on our website, laurelhighlands.org, to find out more. Our guests today are marching into spring, whether they're tapping the trees, embracing the spring weather with a water sport event, or launching a new exhibit, new hours, and a new cafe. We welcome today Sheila Brandt of Brantview Farms in Berlin, Ryan Lucas and Steve Brunner of Performance Kayak, and Anne Craybill of the Westmoreland Museum of American Art. So let's jump right in and welcome Sheila of Brantview Farms in Berlin, Somerset County. Good morning, Sheila. Thanks for coming on the show.
Good morning. Thanks so much for including us today.
So, Sheila, you are up in Berlin and you have Brantview Farms Maple Camp, and I've been up there. It's lovely. Listeners, you know, if you get a chance, do visit. Sheila's going to tell us about it. But tell us, first of all, about the farm, how long it's been going, because it's quite a few generations, isn't it?
Yes, actually, we are located in Stony Creek Township near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and the business has been in our family for at least 8 generations. We know this because we were able to find a deed in which a land purchase was made between my many great-grandfathers ago in exchange for maple sugar and apple butter. So, but currently we have a 350-acre maple tree farm with 10,000 taps on vacuum, and the special part of the camp is not only the family history, but also because so many people in the community have been a part of the tradition over the years and have offered countless hours of volunteer time to make the long hours of boiling pass into fun memories.
That is really great that you have so much help. I just love the fact that when community comes together. So yes. Talking of the boiling the sugar water, can you tell me, because I'm not from maple syrup kind of country, tell me about the process of making maple syrup.
Well, spring's warmer temperatures actually coax the maple trees to turn the stored starch back into sugar. So sap is made as the tree mixes the groundwater with sugar, and the sap is mostly clear with about 1 to 2% sugar. So tapping the trees consists of drilling a hole about 1.5 inches deep and inserting a plastic or steel spile. And then the water is gathered through vacuum tubing, and then maple syrup and products are made by boiling the sap of the water over a very hot fire until the sap is pretty much evaporated into syrup.
So how many gallons of sap does it take to make a gallon of syrup once you evaporate it?
Well, this year it's been taking more than usual, so it's actually as much as 60 gallons to produce 1 gallon of syrup, which is why there's so much hard work involved in making maple syrup.
Wow. That is a lot. Okay. When does the maple syrup season actually start? I'm guessing it's weather dependent, right?
Yes, and it's going on right now as we speak. Warm, sunny days and cold nights are ideal for sap flow. So the maple season usually takes place in February and March and will last 4 to 8 weeks, depending on the weather conditions.
Okay. Now, I have been up to your camp, and you've gladly given us tours around so we can see how it all works with the tapping. So now you actually offer tours to the public now, is that correct?
Yes, we do. Throughout the years, we invite small and large groups to attend organized tours, and often we are present at the camp for people to stop in and visit as well. We've had motor coach tours from all over the country now, local scouting groups, school field trips, classic car clubs, church groups, everything in between. And the camp has a store that's stocked with all the products we produce, not just the maple syrup, but also maple cotton candy, maple sugar, maple taffy, maple-coated almonds, maple peanuts, all kinds of stuff. So, and our syrup is not only gluten-free, it's also non-GMO and has no additives or preservatives. It's straight from the tree.
That is really good to hear. The real pure maple syrup, right? That's great.
That's right.
And I can tell the listeners that I've been to your store, and you've got a great selection, from the small little bottles of maple syrup right up to the big jugs. It's great with all the candy and everything in between. It's a wonderful camp to visit, so I definitely recommend doing that. So if people do want to come up for a tour, what is the expectation? What is actually involved?
Well, we invite people to just come to the camp and learn about what we do. The indoor tour begins with a welcome video and a tour through the interpretive room, where you can kind of see antique farming tools and relics on our antique balcony and kind of hear the history of the camp. And in our log sugar camp, you will see the tools of the trade, including the tree with the tubing tap demonstration, the evaporator, reverse osmosis machine, the filter tank, and just learn about the process from start to finish. And on select dates throughout the year, we actually offer wagon rides through the sugar woods, which is pretty neat. And with all of our tours, we offer free samples at the end. So, and our delicious maple cotton candy is the favorite.
Free samples is always a hit.
Yeah.
And the wagon ride's fun too.
Yeah.
So, do you have any scheduled tours at the moment, or is it open house? So how does it work if people want to come up and visit?
Actually, this is a perfect time of year because the Somerset County Taste and Tour is scheduled for March 9th and 10th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is next weekend. So we are one of the participating hosts, and the Taste and Tour days are an excellent opportunity to enjoy free tours and sample maple products in and around Somerset County. The weekend takes place in Somerset County to promote the maple industry by inviting visitors to just tour the participating camps.
Can you remember how many camps are involved with this tasting tour? Can you remember? Because I can't quite remember, but I know it's a lot.
I can't remember either. I'm thinking around 10 or more, but
I think it's more. Sure. I know I had them on the show last year, and it's amazing how many camps there are actually in Somerset County. It's mind-blowing how many there are, and it's great that so many open their doors for this Taste and Tour weekend event, because you can go and visit them, see all the process, see how it works, and sample the syrup, and it really supports the local economy and local community, the farms. So I think it's a really great idea that they do this.
I agree.
So if people want to find out about this Taste and Tour weekend, they can find it out on Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau website. Is there any other websites? Is there any information on yours?
Yes, it will be on our website by this evening. So everything you'll need to know can be found between those two places.
Okay, and your website is?
Brantview.com.
Okay. And I think they can also find out information on the Somerset County Taste and Tour website as well. Yes. Again, it is March the 9th and 10th. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Maybe just that while I'm sitting here talking to you right now, my dad and oldest brother Dan, they are both in the midst of the round-the-clock boiling and gathering that comes with this being the harvest season. So I just wanted to acknowledge the two of them for all their hard work and for making a quality product that's been enjoyed by so many over the years.
They are definitely an inspiration. I've met your dad, and he's brilliant. And it's just amazing. What is this, the 8th generation? Good for you to just to keep going and doing this. It's wonderful. So just to recap, anyone who wants to learn more information about your camp, your sugar camp, then go to brantmaple.com. You also have a Facebook page, which is Brantview Farms Maple Inc. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And if you want to learn more about the Taste and Tour weekend coming up, which is the March 9th and 10th, you can find that out on our website, laurelhighlands.org. Sheila, it's been wonderful to chat to you. I wish you a great maple syrup season. And listeners, please do go and visit them. They're great folks. If you've just joined us, you are listening to Laurel Highlands Happenings. We thank our sponsors, Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine at Seton Hill and Performance Kayak. Join the family of paddlers at Performance Kayak, where you try it before you buy it. Our next guests today are Ryan Lucas and Steve Brunner of Performance Kayak from West Newton. Good morning, Ryan and Steve.
Good morning.
Good morning, Louise.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. It's good to meet you at last.
Thanks for having us.
So, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about Performance Kayak, because quite unique. So, Ryan, tell us about Performance Kayak, a little bit of the history, how you got started, that kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah, Performance Kayak is a family-owned and operated business, and we're going on about our 5th year now. We sell recreational kayaks, race kayaks, fishing kayaks, just about any kind of kayak there is. And we offer a wide range of boats of almost any ability and almost any budget as well. Our kayaks are made in are made in the United States, and they're made of the best quality materials in the industry. We have 2 retail shops. One is in West Newton on the beautiful Youghiogheny River, and the other is just off Interstate 80 in Brookville, PA. But in addition to our kayaks, we also sell accessories like personal flotation devices, paddles, roof racks for your vehicle, and also a ton of
so
other
everything
things.
Really. This sounds great. Now, I have actually been to the West Newton location a couple of times, and what's really cool about it is that if like for me, like I haven't got a clue about floating things, kayaks, canoes,
Right.
But if I came along to you and I said I want to try something, you actually let me have a go on the river, right? You'll let me just try it out?
Right, yeah. So we kind of have an informal slogan at our shop that you can try it before you buy it. It's a great way for someone that may be new to that may be new to the sport, where they can go out and actually try their kayak. It may be their first time on the water. We can go with you, show you how to paddle.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Because that would be me.
Yeah, right.
That would be me. Because I have no clue about brands or anything.
Yeah.
I have co-workers that do, but me, I don't. So this sounds perfect.
Yeah.
So any listener who is thinking, I've always wanted a kayak, I really would like to buy one or just try it out, Performance Kayak is the place to go in West Newton.
Yeah, it sure is. And and if you come out to our shop, you can see our large inventory. We have a lot of boats. After our spring orders come in, sometimes we have over 100 boats in stock at just one location, and we are right on the river, so it's very accessible to get on the water.
It's great. So how long have you been involved with this? Is this since you've been a child, or?
Well, so we've been at this about 5 years, but my dad started the business. Kind of like a retirement plan for him, and the family got involved too, and we've made a lot of friends along the way, and we've helped build the kayaking community in Western Pennsylvania, and our friend Steve has come on board with us, and it's been a great journey. So
it's kind of snowballed.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
So tell me, a novice here, what is trending in water sports?
Yeah, so it's quite interesting because there's been a huge increase in paddle sports participation in recent years. Kayaking has become one of the most popular ways for people to get out and enjoy the water that we have in Laurel Highlands area. Some people do it for fitness, some people do it for relaxation, but where we've seen the biggest increase really is people interested in fishing from a kayak, whether it's if they're out there trying to fish for smallmouth bass or largemouth bass, even big 40-inch muskies. We've done that as well.
Gosh,
and
40-inch.
Yeah.
Just trying to, in my brain, think how big is that? Okay.
And they have lots of teeth too. So it's
okay.
It's very interesting. But people are trying to find a way to enjoy nature without spending all the money on a fancy fishing boat or whatnot. And so they're really coming to places like ours, and they're trying to find a way to get out into the water and go to the hard places, that,
right. This is really cool. I had no idea, but I was checking on your website, and I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the kayaks with that seat, and like I've seen on the telly. But this is really cool. So rather than getting a boat, just get one of these, like a kayak with a seat on it, and you're out, and you're good to go. As Bob's your uncle, as we say, across the pond with your fishing line, and go out and get one of those fish which are 40 inches long, right?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So this is really cool. Okay, so we have a few minutes left, and we have to speak about this event you do. This is your second year doing the Yock Ness event, right, Steve?
Yes,
so tell us, correct. This is your cue to come in and tell us about your event. This is very cool, and it's your second year, so far away.
Yes, very excited to have the Yock Ness Monster 25-mile downriver race again this year. It's on May 4th. It starts at the Yock Park boat ramp in Connellsville, and will go north to West Newton, and the takeout will be at the West Newton Volunteer Fire Company. Okay. So that stretch river is the one that we're highlighting. It's very scenic. A lot of historical buildings and things from the heyday of the coal industry. So there's plenty to see. Mm-hmm. The water, and we were very grateful last year to have some help by the Army Corps at the dam to make sure we had proper water levels for the day of the race, which early in the season is important. But yes, very excited to have the race again this year. So
for folks listening that want to register, how do they go about doing that?
We have a registration website set up, the YockNessMonster25.org, and they can go ahead and register for the race through active.com, and that will give them all the race information they need, when to pick up their packets, the rules about their personal flotation device, everything, the different classes. So really there's a class for everyone, whether you have a racing kayak, a stand-up paddleboard, a recreational boat, there's a class for you to come and compete.
Okay, I was actually looking through all your rules and things, and you've even got some beer maybe. Isn't Bloom Brew sponsoring you?
Bloom Brew is one of our sponsors, and there is an after-race party with awards, and it should be a very good event.
So how many people are you expecting? How many attended last year?
First-year events are very difficult, regardless of what they are. There's only so many summer weekends in our area. But we had 61 participants last year from 9 states.
Wow.
So it was, although not a huge amount of people, the area on which people came to participate was actually shocking to us, and really accomplished exactly what we set out to do, and that was bring people into the Laurel Highlands area from outside of our local communities to enjoy this stretch of river. So based on the feedback that we got last year after the race, with so many people asking us, please tell us you're doing this again next year, we're thinking that double that amount would not be a stretch.
Brilliant. I love to hear this. This is great. So if you don't want to participate, can people just come and spectate?
Yes, and the really cool thing about this venue, Louise, is that the Great Allegheny Passage Bike Trail mirrors the race route.
Yes,
so if you have people participating, or you just want to come and watch, bring your bike to Connellsville.
Right.
And start as the race starts, and you can either follow your racer or follow the pack for 25 miles all the way to West Newton.
brilliant.
It's one of the few 25-mile distance races that the participants can watch the entire thing.
This sounds great. I'm going to have to cut you short because we're running out of time. If people want to find out more information, they can go to YochNessMonster25.org.
That's
Is that
correct.
right?
Yes.
Or they can find you on Facebook, Performance Kayak Inc., and also on Instagram too, Performance Kayak. I have one more thing to ask very quickly. As it's on May the 4th, you're going to expect any Jedis to turn up?
I can't really divulge that at this point, but it's possible.
All right. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Just tuned in, you are listening to Laurel Highlands Happenings, brought to you this month by Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine at Seton Hill and Performance Kayak. Join the family of paddlers at Performance Kayak, where you try it before you buy it. I'd like to introduce our final guest today on Laurel Highlands Happenings, Anne Craybill, the Richard Scaife Director and CEO of the Westmoreland Museum of American Art. Good morning, Anne.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Well, thank you for joining us. I've asked you on because you are going to be transitioning from one exhibit to a new one, and spring's all about new. So tell us a little bit about this new exhibit you got opening up in March.
Great. So March 30th, we have Mingled Visions, which is the photography of Edward Curtis and Will Wilson. It's a really fantastic look at two artists working over a century apart. So Edward Curtis, at the time, turn of the 20th century, was traveling west of the Mississippi. He wanted to document Native American tribes. And there was, a lot of pressure he felt to do this because many of those tribes had been forcibly removed, put onto reservations, and he felt like they were in jeopardy of losing their culture.
Right.
So he strapped his camera up. Can imagine the journey that this must have been, really arduous, documented these, but they're a little problematic in today's context because, oftentimes he portrayed Native Americans as his version of the truth, often including objects or, even clothing that was not necessarily a part of that tribe. And so Will Wilson is a contemporary photographer of the Navajo Nation who directly responds to Curtis, acknowledges the beauty of these images while directly challenging the fact that we're not, he's not a person that's fixed in some time as many Americans today.
Okay, this sounds fascinating. So it's a real contrast of two different centuries. So it really reflects, how they were portrayed or how people saw them back in the early 1900s and how they're represented now in society. So
right, and Will's really just saying, we are a very active culture. We are American. We are alive and well today. We are not a quote unquote vanishing race, but doing so using the exact same photographic technology that Curtis did over 100 years ago.
When you say exact, because I'm sure, the tools of trade back then were really bulky and heavy and big compared to our little digital cameras and phones that we have today. Is it the tools are different? I'm assuming.
No,
right?
they're the same. He uses a large format camera,
really?
A tin type process. Gosh. He develops it on site. We're actually going to have a workshop where he will photograph guests from the museum, and he will develop the photograph with the guest in his portable darkroom, which is a tent that he'll pitch outside.
Wow, that's really cool. So it's just like when you see it in the movies or TV shows when you have to sit very still for quite a long time for them to take the picture.
Well, yes, the exposure is definitely a little bit better
okay.
if you're doing it in sunlight. Yeah. So the technology is better when you're in full sun. But yeah, it's going to be that cloak, that black cloth over his head, and the focusing, and you'd see the image upside down in the camera.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
This is so cool. So when is this going to be? This particular thing? We've also got other things happening at the museum too. So we've got lots of events and programs that are going to be tied into exhibits. But the new big thing, really, what I wanted to talk about as well was the fact that you've got new hours.
Yes. So we found in some marketing research that we did that our hours aren't necessarily, convenient for people who work. So we have decided to open more evenings during the week. We will be open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay. And then expand our weekend hours. So Saturday and Sunday will open at 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. instead of opening at 11.
Okay. Well, this is good news. Okay. Now, you also have a new addition to the museum, which I'm very excited about. You are having a cafe coming to the museum, right?
Yes. So I'm really excited to announce our Cafe Martian. This is a name after our founder, Mary Martian Woods. So we're really excited for that. But our culinary partners, you may be familiar, is the French Express out of Latrobe. And they will be creating a variety of sandwiches, salads, quiche, soups. And so those will be available during our open hours, craft beer, wine. So we hope people can just feel like they can come in, have a social, hour, spend a little time with us in the galleries and make it a part of their day.
That is really nice. So you're opening up, so it's free admission, so people can just go up there, maybe have some lunch and enjoy the galleries, and or just come up and enjoy one of your programs and events and be able to have something to eat instead of having to go downtown. This is great. And I know French Express, and they do great food. It's very European. I love that. I just think it's great. The craft breweries, are you sticking with one craft brewery for the beer?
No, we'll probably source a few varieties, and we may change it up. And the same thing with wine. We may have different flights, different things for people to taste.
Right. That's perfect, because there's so many. Yes. There's so many breweries and wineries and even distilleries popping up in the Laurel Highlands. So this is great news. I know, I'm sure that a lot of our listeners go to the museum. You have such wonderful events and programs, from like Art on Tap's great, the workshops, just thinking what other things you do too. But for those listening that want to learn more, they can go to your website?
Yes, they can go to our website. We have Art on Tap 2.0, which is actually extended, so it runs from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
You can see our it's always the second Friday of the month, and so our next one in March coming up, and then April is when we'll start those longer hours.
Okay.
And then you can also learn about our community days, which will be the first Sunday of the month. We'll have really great interactive activities in the gallery, performances, things for families to do, to connect. I will even say that in June, we'll have a mechanical bull, and you'll have to go to our website to learn why.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll do. Now, I understand very quickly that Art on Tap is going to not be put on hold because you're going to do something different for the summer months. Is that correct?
Exactly. So many of you are familiar with Summer Sounds, which is an amazing, musical weekly program for the community to gather. And we really felt like while we'll be open until 7, and we hope people come and visit with us and, again, have a craft beer or a glass of wine, some cheese, they'll probably then want to go over and listen to the music. And so we'll be doing what we call Summertime Saturdays. And this will be really great intergenerational programs that are free, movies outside, bands, music. We'll activate the space in totally different ways so that people can connect with us.
This sounds great, Anne. It sounds so exciting. I love the fact that you're doing all this new stuff, new hours, new cafe, new events. I love it. So we're running out of time. So those that are listening, we haven't been to the museum for a while, we need to go. Just share again where they can find out more information.
Well, they can go to our website, which is thewestmoreland.org. You can see all of our upcoming events. And I will also say that, come by many times. We are now free admission, so you can come as many times as you'd like, even if it's just a brief 10-minute, you need a little, respite from the day.
Sure.
We'd love to see you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for coming on the show. All events and businesses mentioned today can be found at laurelhighlands.org. And if you are active on social media, do follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, cheerio.
At LHTC Broadband, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. We're your local choice for TV, phone, and internet. We offer high-quality cable TV service with HD, multi-room DVR, on-demand, and watch TV everywhere, plus unlimited calling. And our internet is faster than ever with speeds up to 1 gigabyte. With no contracts and local customer service, switching has never been easier. Call today, 724-593-2411, or visit lhtcbroadband.com.